Greetings, everybody. This is Shinto Gunjin here to make another video response. This is a video response to an old one that I did to um to an anime ranter who did not know majority of what he's talking about. And in this response, I'm gonna tell you the reason why anime is better than Western animation. Like not just Western animation, like European animation. I'm talking like, and I'm not talking about like the classics. Um, I'm talking about I'm talking about the the animation that they show today on Cartoon Network compared to Nami. Um, well, here we go. First of all, anime is old. It's like hella old. Um, Anime was also founded in the early. It was founded in the early 1930s with a lot of other animation. When when anime when anime was made, when anime was first made, it was used for educational purposes. Not only that, but anime is not only limited to just animation. Anime comes from comes from manga. And where does manga come from? Manga come from influences. It comes from it comes from influences from it comes from influences from you know from real experiences. For example, like Pokemon came from a guy who was obsessed with insect fighting and who liked to watch and involvitations. But anyway, back to the point. Also, and also, and also, when they did research about the human brain, when they did research on the human brain, they also and it was a study in Japan. The guys who made Brain Age also gives it a demonstration when you know with the left, right, and the center cortex of your brain. When you watch anime, it activates both sides, and it also activate all three sides. That's the reason why people are more attracted to anime than to regular cartoons. Because if you watch the cartoons that they offer on Cartoon Network today, what that does is that it's not really helping your brain out. But anytime you watch anime, you have to figure out the storyline, or you have to do things. And what that's going to do is going to put extra work on your brain, to help it out. So that's the reason why Eastern animation is better than Western animation, is because first purpose of it was used to educate you. Now, I said this in a comment because there was one YouTube user that asked, "Why can't we all get along?" To be honest with you, at one point we did get along. I'm gonna tell you how we got screwed over. If you watch the old 4Kids television shows back when it was on 4Kids, what happened is that anything that, like, I have an example, and I have an example in the question. Anything that did not have an American face on it got shabonked, or it got ranted on. For example, like, why are you gonna sit there and edit it and come up with excuses for, okay, why we need to edit anime when it clearly says not for kids, but you get American cartoons and so buff them up. What happened is that American people screwed over animation, and that's the reason why so-called, like, these people call, like, fanboys and fangirls, and they just use that as an excuse because they know what they did was wrong. It's because, like, like my question is, like, I have another question. How is it that like I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, screw that. I'm gonna give you an example of what I meant by Western screw over Japanese stuff. Like if you watch initially the live action, okay, when the Koreans did it, beautiful. Initially live action, typing it on YouTube, it's gonna be there. You type in okay, Dragon Ball Evolution versus Transformers, Street Fighter versus Iron Man. You get okay, you guys get my drift here. That's that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Why is it that they couldn't put a high budget into the anime, but they treat those like crap? But then when an American cinema comes, they put it like on a high altar pedestal of greatness. And then what happened is that people who are committed to the great works of those guys, guess what happens? And you mess up somebody's work, of course they're gonna get mad. Then the people who get mad over it, then they come up with all these insults and calling them, oh, you are a fanboy, or you are a fangirl, or you're a weeboo, and all this. Or why is it that anytime something that's outside of the Caucasian American culture gets shabbong, like people who's into Japanese culture, they're called weeboos, or people who's into the hip hop culture are called wiggers. But what about people who are into like metal, or like into American metal, or what do you call those people? There's no insult to them, and they show the same attributes of an anime, what you so call weeboos and wiggers and etc. And they show the same attribute. Now, why isn't there no insults for them? You know, um, things like that. And the reason what started this whole beef was the cancellation of Toonami and what they put on Cartoon Network. And not only that, but I talked to some professionals, and they literally said that SpongeBob, Flapjack, and all of those, and these are coming from real professionals. In my next video, I will give you the reference and the I can't remember the word that I'm going to use, the alias of these people, because I go to anime conventions and I go to anime conventions around the way, and I talk to the two real artists. I like yesterday I was talking to a guy who did artwork for Marvel, and I actually personally know people who do artwork for Marvel. I know people who do artwork for Disney, and I know a couple of people who did artwork for a lot of anime studios. I literally talk to these professionals, and they say what they see on Cartoon Network is crap. Now, why did they cancel good animation like Justice League and Toonami to put this crap that we see on Cartoon Network on television? Now, check this out. Now, check this out. Now, when you do that, what do you think is going to happen? You know. So, the whole explanation and the whole summing up of this is that the reason why we cannot get along is because American animation, American studios screwed over us by editing it, making it look childish, by taking away its features, taking away its awesomeness, what makes it unique from other things. They watered it down and don't feed you the original material, thus for making you not like it. You get what I'm saying? And and then in my next video, I'll give anime lectures and anime history. This is on Shinto Gungeon. Stay gold. Over and out.